Hey guys, welcome to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you three of these, I guess you could say July 4th, Independence Day, American patriotism type designs that I created here. And hopefully they're going to create some inspiration for you and just some motivation. I created these designs on a different computer, so I have some screenshots here showing you what I did and how I went about it. So this is the first design that I created, as you can see. And it's a decent design. It says Liberty or Death, 1776. And it's got this like American skull to it in the front here, and that same American skull in the back. And I'll kind of share with you guys the actual design here. So this is the design. And to make it work, I basically had the skull here. I made it transparent, pretty much. You can see this is the exact same skull. And this skull was actually a lot more dull, and I used Luminar Neo to go ahead and get that done. And like I said, I did it on a different computer. I wish I kind of had recorded it for this video. But really, if you've seen my video that I did yesterday, I did a lot of the same things. I turned up the contrast, the development contrast. I basically made sure that the design was black into the background. I also increased a little bit of glow just to make the white parts around the skull a little bit brighter, because they did have a slight yellow tint to it. And obviously, when you increase the mystical on it, it will make certain parts a little bit brighter. And that's what I did. And adding that contrast to it makes the blue and the red a lot more vibrant. So I went ahead, got rid of the black, and it kind of looks like this. And really what it looks like with a black background is like this. So this is ideal for a black t-shirt, obviously not a white one. But yeah, it looks pretty cool in my opinion. And I think I did a good job on this one. All right, so this was the first design that I could say I really like. Yeah, I'm very satisfied with it. The next design I went ahead and created was this right here, which just says Ride or Die USA. You could see here the USA are individualized letters. They're different fonts or different sizing, rather. The skull here has an outline of black around it, simply because I think it looks a little cleaner when I make the background black and I place it on a t-shirt. And once again, this t-shirt kind of looks like this. So let me go ahead and get rid of this one and select it here. It looks pretty much like this. So when it's on the t-shirt, it kind of stretches from the left to the right, and I think overall it looks pretty clean, pretty cool. And of course I use the same graphic here that I used here onto the back, as you guys can see. So there it is. Hold on, let me go back there for a second. There it is. So that's the graphic right there, and the same graphic right here. And of course, obviously, my logo on that shoulder, or the right hand arm on the shirt. But once again, pretty decent design. It's super basic. There's nothing crazy about it. Super basic. But all of these graphics, by the way, guys, you can find within Fantasy Labs, as you probably know. I put a lot of the graphics on there, so if you're interested in making something like this, you could find those same graphics there. Let's go ahead and talk about the next design, which is arguably one of my favorites, if not my favorite, which is this one right here. And the way I created this design here is this eagle design actually looks something like this, right? I created many different versions of this, and this actually was created on Luminar Neo. So if you want to see that, once again, that was in one of my other videos. And I'll leave a whole entire playlist to Luminar Neo in the description box down below if you want to go ahead and watch it. They're actually also running a discount right now on their software, so I'll leave the link in the description if you want to check out their software. But regardless, what I did here was I had a frame placed, and this frame, when I took the image and placed it over it, it took the fit of this shape, right? And I believe this shape is a hexagon. I could be wrong. I don't know. Not 100% sure. Like I said, can't remember school shapes, but I know you guys might think I'm stupid for it, but you know, it is what it is. But anyways, so I have that design there. Then I have a border around it, and then I have American Independence right here. Pretty cool design overall. And let me show you guys what I did for it. And you guys could actually see the original design, the original image here through this design. So I'll kind of show it to you. This is the t-shirt right here. This is how it came out. And let me actually enlarge my screen. So that's the original. I had to do the same thing. I had to remove that contrast, or I had to up the contrast rather, to make the background darker. And what I did here was I kind of cleared the edges here to make this look like almost like a little bit more vintage. And same image, just edited slightly different. And you could see here how it covers the whole front here, and here it fits just in that frame perfectly, right? And then what I did was I had the word American kind of like this, Independence kind of like that on the font. On the font rather has that distortion, right, in the way it's shaped. And I think overall just a clean look. Overall it looks pretty good. And I think the design that makes this different is the actual graphic, or the purpose of the graphic, is on the back as opposed to the front. You know, for my other two designs, and I'll show you them here, right, if we kind of like put them all in one page. So like this is the first one, this is the second one here, and this is the third one, right? If we kind of compare them, you could see, let me see if I could place them together. You could see that the main graphic is on the front for these two, but I decided to put the main graphic on the back here more. I think it just gives overall a better look, and I do genuinely like to add a back and a front graphic to a lot of my different designs, plus the shoulder, you know, plus a little logo on the shoulder. I think overall it just looks like a more high quality product, and it's something I genuinely enjoy doing, and I enjoy wearing it out in public. You know, if I'm going to wear a t-shirt, I like to have some graphic on the back, some graphic on the front. I think it looks a little cleaner, a little cooler, and it's just my style. So hopefully you guys kind of enjoyed this video. Maybe it hopefully sparks some ideas for you. And this is getting about the time where, you know, I got to really start racking up those American Patriotic designs, especially for my new store. And my new store, this is the first year that it's been in existence. So a lot of the designs that I'm creating relatively from scratch. I'm not really using any old designs, and designs like this, I really wouldn't be putting it on a Redbubble or a TeePublic or a Zazzle. Well, definitely not a Zazzle, but a Society 6, or, you know, anything you could really think of. And Etsy for sure, obviously not, because I don't sell merchandise on Etsy. I only sell digital products. But I wouldn't really sell these kind of designs on those kind of platforms. I would only exclusively sell it through print on demand for my own websites. I look at these like they're relatively specialty designs. And if you've seen some of my tutorials with me creating some posters, then you know what kind of designs I create. And by no means am I going to sell this stuff on these public platforms. I can charge more for it being it on my own website, and it will go underappreciated on those other platforms. That's just my opinion, and that's kind of what my game plan is. And of course, you guys know I go very heavily on the advertising, and that's what we're just working on now, just ramping up. And by this time next year, you know, I won't necessarily have to create any new designs. I'll just go straight into the advertising for this style. You guys know I do have a style of creating different e-com stores for different purposes. I have stores that selectively only use, maybe not selectively is the word, but purposefully only use SEO. And then I have other stores that only use advertising. And the reason why I do that is because I make sure that the income that I'm generating comes from multiple different income sources. And I never want to rely on one source. And that's something I tell you guys, but that's something I practice in reality. And the reason why is because any business that you run, there's always going to be roadblocks. And we want to minimize those roadblocks in terms of the financial effect that it's going to hit us with by diversifying the income. People who like to use the print-on-demand income platforms, like your Redbubbles, TeePublics, etc., what do I suggest? I always suggest create accounts, create new jump on new platforms, do everything you could possibly can. And if you have a store, as soon as you get that store up and running and generating income, you create a new store. This was a store here. The sales proof was a store. This is a store we created with ads. This was an ad store, right? And with ad stores, you could see here the sales are much more volatile, and they're much stronger in a shorter period of time. The SEO-based stores, which is the organic growth kind of stores, are stores that I'll build. In the beginning, it won't produce much of income at all. All it takes is a few weeks to a few months to really start generating some profit, some sales. And then over the period of months and months and months, it's fully blown, producing a phenomenal income as a passive income that I don't really have to sit there and support. The only thing I would need to do really is just slowly monitor it and make sure that there's nobody emailing any questions or anything like that on it. And for that, if the store is at a certain size, I generally hire somebody to take care of the support, which I already have somebody doing that for me on some of my other businesses. So that's what it comes down to, guys. It's nothing too complicated, just a little bit of creativity and inspiration. So hopefully this video helps, and hopefully you guys are inspired to create your own cool designs. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace out. Bye.